All right, welcome back to the afternoon session with Sir Ricky de Vera. Support our frontliners. This is our way of helping during COVID-19. We thank you for joining us and attending the fourth free webinar session with Sir Ricky de Vera. Not only during the HR Summit, but the free webinar as well. We started off in April. And we thank you, Sir Ricky, for generously sharing with us all your expertise and experiences to help build us as professionals. And that's our way of helping you, our dear participants from all parts of the world. And this is a learn and share program. This is the brainchild of of course, our CEO, Sir J.M. Atienzo, and our president, Ms. Irish Malonda. And we felt the call of the moment to give back to you. You being our loyal customers, we wanted to give you something, and this is it. We have, for the past 2 months, giving you this free content. And at the same time, we thought of giving you a platform so you can pay it forward. Since we didn't ask anything from you, we'd like you, and we'd like to encourage you to give something out of your generosity to the people who are in need through the Bayanihan Act 2020 or the Coming Together of Heroes. While you gain access to all our live webinar series for a cost, from April to May, you may donate an amount to help families in distress. However, however big or maybe small the amount you think it might be, it's a big help. If it's 100 pesos or so, we welcome them. Why? Because every amount you'd be giving will go directly to the Bayanihan Act 2020 and benefit the poorest of the poor. And this is also in partnership with Bayan ng Mahayhay. So together, let us show our support to our fellow Filipinos who are in survival mode right now. And during this difficult time, we need you to beat the global health crisis. So act now. Let us click and donate. You can see the chat box. We have put there the link, and it's the http://www.ariva.com.ph/donation. And we thank you in advance for your generosity. So going back to Sir Ricky. Sir Ricky, you're still in the mute mode. Can you unmute your microphone, sir?
Okay. Yeah, right.
Sir Ricky, grabe, maraming salamat. Ang dami nating positive remarks. And at this time, I'd like to greet the birthday celebrant. If we only have one celebrant today, Elizabeth Cape, Cape. Ma'am Elizabeth Cape, happy birthday! And we'd like to greet our local and national viewers and participants, FB Live, LinkedIn, YouTube, and through the Zoom room from Antipolo City, Bacolod, Baguio City, Batangas City, Bulacan, Cabanatuan City, Cagayan de Oro City, Cavite, Cebu City, Dagupan City, Davao City, General Santos City, La Union, Laguna, Legazpi City, Albay, Malayaklan, Nueva Ecija, Pangasinan, Quezon Province, Tarlac, and Zamboanga, not to mention NCR. Thank you for letting us into your homes, into your bedrooms, into your verandas, or into your study. Maraming salamat po. And Sir Ricky, can we proceed now to the Q&A?
Sure. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I will anytime.
So
Yeah.
we'll be taking questions from Zoom and FB Live. So for the Zoom participants, please type in your question, not on the chat box because we're not monitoring it right now. We're looking at the Q&A box. So type in your question. And we encourage you to do the Zoom live questions by placing the raise hand button to notify the administrator so we can see you and hear you as well. And for our Facebook Live viewers, type in your questions on the comment box. Our technical team will forward all your questions to us. And if time permits, Sir Ricky will answer them for you. So ready na po tayo, Sir Ricky?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So let's read some present question. J. Ramirez. Ayan. So sabi ni J. Ramirez, some of issues of the employees would be anxieties, depression, low self-esteem, negativity, and others. How do we deal with these issues and how to coach them if the coach himself is also in the same boat?
Right. Okay. Very interesting. Of course, the terminology was being used is how can we coach them if the coach himself is in the same boat? And my answer for that is, given what I'm hearing about the anxiety and the emotional, don't coach them, counsel them. That's a very good example of when counseling would be the more appropriate approach. Okay?
Yeah.
Because that's not anymore about skills, but it's more in terms of that pandemic has affected me. Now separately, and for me this is also something that I'd like to emphasize. Yes, there are cases that you want to rally your people, but you yourself is affected internally, and that for me is normal actually. And that's why it would be of interest as well that we also get to open our mind that, and don't get me wrong here, that yeah, maybe coaches would also need to understand and appreciate counseling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ako, I
But
appreciate it a lot, Sir Ricky.
and of course, where I'm coming from is I don't see there's anything wrong if a coach, for example, or a sales manager or a department manager who's rallying his people has that if I were to call it the challenge from within, and then talking to someone because my good friends, I myself, when I get into situations that I'm also if emotionally affected, it is very hard if it's only you, okay, who tries to understand yourself. And I'm taking it from, I'm already a behavioral psychologist. So I also have what I call my help or support group. So I
That's
also
right.
talk to other behavioral psychologists, okay, and I share with them so that they can at least guide me to get out, and then okay, then I'm back here. So it's very challenging actually if you're the one personally concerned because it's hard to really understand. I mean, it
Yes.
will take a lifetime to understand ourselves, and that's why you would need somebody out there who understands,
Yes.
okay, how to guide it. That's my answer to the question.
Thank you, Sir Ricky. From the Q&A box, Leomer Villarreal. Sir, what's the difference between coaching and counseling? Are they synonymous? Though I believe Leomar's question has been thoroughly answered by your presentation, Sir Ricky. But if there's
That's true.
anything you'd like to add.
I'd like to put it this way. Though they are, I'll put it this way. Think of it as a coin. A
Mm-hmm.
coin.
Mm-hmm.
There is the front and the back. Okay.
Yes.
The front or the heads is what I call is the coaching side
Mm-hmm.
because you want people to really look excited and go. The one at the back, that's the counseling side. Counselors are very seldom in front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're usually at the back, and we don't mind that. We don't mind that. We want the superstars not to be us. Okay,
No.
we're there to and that's how I'd like to look at it. We actually complement each other.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there are differences, there are uniqueness, but at the end of the day, imagine this: if a behavioral psychologist and a coach can align, I'll tell you, we're gonna create more wonders in this world.
I agree. Thank you, Sir Ricky. And thank you, Leomar Villarreal, for that question. From Jingle Rafoes or Raffles. Raffles? How can I stay mentally healthy while practicing social distancing and working from home? This is the 65th day, if I'm not mistaken, sir.
Right, correct. And mental health is one of the bigger issues that we're seeing right now because just for people to better appreciate it, mental health already is a conditioned mind.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what we said, 21 days?
Yeah.
So we're now on our 65th day. Your
Mm-hmm.
mind has already been conditioned.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, your cognitive self, yourself has already been conditioned.
Yeah.
And because of that, there is already fear when you go out. There's anxiety. So the question is, is there a way that I can work around this one? Okay, more often than not, I would have said, uh, do this first. If it doesn't work, then start talking to someone who can guide you,
Mm-hmm.
a psychologist, for example, or
Mm-hmm.
guidance person, counselor. But probably these are the things that you can immediately attempt to do. Let's
Yes.
put it that way. First and foremost is surround yourself with more, if I were to call it, more meaningful uh, stimuli,
Mm-hmm.
more meaningful stimuli. Okay, example, we get to be a bit more paranoid when we get to take a look at the TV and we see social distancing, and then we listen to the radio, social distancing, and then you don't want to reinforce too much of that because you're already conditioned there. What you want to do is to slowly now get out of the conditioning
Mm-hmm.
by taking a look and surrounding yourselves with more, if I were to call it, meaningful I'm using the word stimuli, because a
Yes.
stimuli might not need to be a person,
Mm-hmm.
because that's a belief of many. Kailangan I talk to somebody, not necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know, for example, that going through, I might sound a little bit for some, but I'm going to say this: yoga,
Yeah.
meditation. You don't need somebody, because sometimes it is about being with yourself,
True.
being able to find peace within yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
I know quite a number of people are now going into that, the meditations. That's something because you got to release it. And those are things that, if I were to be asked, start with those first. Now, if you feel that it's not enough, then start talking to people who are more professional, the counselors, the behavioral psychologists. But look around you, there are things that you can do. It's not always about a person. Okay, because I've also heard this. In my house, I'm surrounded by all the negative people. You know, I've also heard that. What did I do? Well, the thing is this one. Who are they? My wife. Oh, okay. My
Mm-hmm.
children, my in-law. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
golly, I said, okay, welcome to the real world. So it's not really about
Mm-hmm.
just people. It's about stimulus. Iba-ibang
Mm-hmm.
klase. It could be
Totoo.
non-person. Yep.
Thank you, Sir Ricky. You talked about yoga. You know what? What kept me sane for the past 65 days?
Yeah.
I have this yoga mat.
Oh,
You know what?
wonderful.
Because I cannot run outside outside
Yeah,
BGC,
yeah,
and
right.
I
Yeah,
cannot go
control.
to the gym, and I cannot do treadmill. So what I did is I took this out, and for 65 days, this yoga mat has been my best friend. It has kept me sane, spiritually, mentally, physically.
I tell you. And that's, see, I mean, you don't have to really go and talk to a lot of people. Okay. So yeah, sure. Yes, definitely. Welcome, Doc. Welcome to meditation classes and yoga
Oo
classes.
nga eh. Thank you, Sir Ricky, ha. Now,
Yeah.
Ma'am Camille, last Quetti was supposed to ask a question via audio, but she says, thank you, Professor Ricky. You have already answered my question. That's a good thing. Now, from one anonymous attendee, how can we properly conduct online counseling?
Okay. Well, that's going to be because it has to be seen. And
Mm-hmm.
as I mentioned, we have
Mm-hmm.
crafted already counseling sessions that
Mm-hmm.
we are now doing it on an online. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the interesting thing about counseling is whether you do it online as a platform or whether you do it in, I call it on the ground, meaning
Mm-hmm.
to say with someone that you can physically touch. what is very important there, for me, it is the genuineness of the two parties.
Yeah.
And that's the one that is so challenging to catch in an online, because
Mm-hmm.
if if we were face to face, like we meet in your office or in a restaurant or whatever, I can see your totality in terms of physical appearance. I can see a lot of manifestations.
Mm-hmm.
See, and I hear. The thing is that on an online, automatically, I can only see what you want me to be seeing in you.
Yeah.
And that is why it requires really a certain set of strategies and enhanced skills that we share, where you'll be able to really go and connect to a person even if they only
Mm-hmm.
show half of their body. But you can, and I use the word again, because we develop in you the sensing.
Yes.
We developed on you the sensing. And the sensing
Mm-hmm.
is not something that I can really discuss now because it's going to be quite exhaustive. But yes, it's the sensing in people. Yung bang, if you've heard it in Tagalog, sometimes it's called pakiramdam.
Mm-hmm.
Ano yung intuition mo? And
Yeah.
actually, intuition is deeper than pakiramdam, because pakiramdam is
Mm-hmm.
feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling yan. Ang intuition is the alignment of all your senses.
Ayan, yung sensing na lagi mong paboritong gamitin, Sir Ricky.
Yeah.
Sensing.
So reading a book on doing counseling and then implementing it online,
Yeah.
I'm saying you are shortcutting it. It won't work that way. You really have to be guided on how to do it, and so
Mm-hmm.
that eventually you can do it. But yes, we do online counseling. We
Ayan.
do that.
Thank you, Sir Ricky. Unfortunately, despite the fact that we have dozens and if not hundreds of questions more, we can only entertain one question. One last question. This is via Zoom Live. Ernel Buenaseda. Ernel? Sir Ernel? Or is this a girl? Ernel. Grabe, Sir Ricky, ha? Sobra ang galing ng session natin. That's
Well,
why I'm
yeah.
always excited eh. When you are the speaker, talaga grabe. Like, I feel like I'm being expanded and we are growing at the same time. Grabe. So, is Ernel Buenaseda still here?
Yes, sir.
Admin?
Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Sir Ernel. Yes.
Hello po.
Hmm. You can ask the question now, Sir Ricky. Sir Ernel? Your question, sir?
As of the moment, wala po po.
Sir, we can hear you po. Ayan, nakikita po namin kayo, Sir Ernel.
Later po siguro.
Sir, you're the last person to be asking po. Do you have, kasi po, we are running out of time already. Minutes of productive learning under your tutelage. We have learned so much today, but what's one thing that you'd like us to ponder on before we sleep tonight?
Oh, okay. My what I'd like to share to the audience and everybody else is, the for me it's the realization that this pandemic has actually reshaped the way people think, feel, and will be doing things. And it's not yet over. Okay. Uh, until a antidote has been, you know, eventually released, and they're now talking of around October for that to happen. Okay. This is a work in progress. Because it is a work in progress, what is so important for us is to be able to understand people will still have a lot of angst in themselves. I do not, again, as I mentioned, I do not question that companies would like to bounce back. I do not question that people would like to bounce back. Who does not want to bounce back? But then the question is that by doing it haphazardly, or by doing it, by saying to people, you got to stretch yourself, you got to triple your what you're going to do. We are actually creating a more toxic environment. Please don't get me wrong here again, because I'm just saying it from a behavioral standpoint.
Yes.
What is for me critical is, why don't we take some time to really appreciate and understand what our people are going through. I know that probably is not something that an owner will have time on, but why don't you ask your department managers? Why don't you ask your HR to take now the the counseling approach? It's the listening approach.
Yes.
Because what I'm really afraid of here, this is what the World Economic Forum mentioned. The second semester, the second half of this year is going to be a burnt out for many. And that's where we're going to see much more people getting sick. Kasi kahabol yan eh. The question now is this one eh. How many of the people out there actually have the capability to rush things, to do. I mean, pag sinasabi, I want you to think fast. That's not easy. Thinking fast requires you to develop a person's way of thinking. So that's where I'm coming from. Why not take a break first and appreciate, okay? But of course, go deeper. And that's why, sana, when we do consider counseling, more people will be more interested to also take a little, to look at that perspective of counseling. I don't need you to go back to college on that one, but counseling for me is very critical during the next more months before.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Sir Ricky. More power to you and more learnings.
I hope they can follow my motivational and my FB page, Ricky De Vera, MBA CSP, because we're here, Howell, we're here to share to people.
And thank you for sharing infinitely, generously, lovingly, and wholeheartedly. Thank you, Sir Ricky. Ayan, grabe. I always say that I am a lifelong learner, and every time I would moderate this, it is an opportunity for me to grow myself. And as Sir Ricky fades out of the screen, let's welcome back Miss Irish Malonda Samson, our dear president. Hello, Miss Irish. Ayan, ever beautiful. How are you? Grabe, no? Powerful. 1.5.
Yes, as always.
2 hours. Almost 2 hours. 1 hour and 50 minutes.
Yes, as always, Sir Ricky never failed to give us a deep dive on a certain topic, full of insights, of course. And of course, in behalf of Ariva Academy, we would like to thank Mr. Ricky De Vera for always sharing his insights, learnings, and wisdom to our participants.
I agree. Thank you so much, Sir Ricky. And what I appreciate about Sir Ricky is not only the last time, remember, the intimacy, customer intimacy, he was able to deep dive.
Yes.
But today, he didn't just deep dive. Not only deep diving, he's also capable of going beyond. So not only deep dive, beyond. And that's
I agree. It's not only about coaching and counseling, but of course, before doing that, most of the companies nowadays are, of course, they want to bounce back their business and etc. But then, of course, we have to factor in and consider as well the state of mind, the state of our employees before going on the steps of coaching and counseling.
I agree. Wonderful takeaways we had.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sir Howell. I'll be seeing you tomorrow afternoon for another live webinar series for our cause.
Wow. Welcome,
so
welcome.
Thank you so much
always
for moderating
excited.
our session today.
Thank you so much.
Continue your yoga session, sir.
After this,
Okay. So this is not yet the end of our e-learning session. I would like to thank, of course, our win-win partners who make this e-learning possible. We would like to thank our official media partner, Art Plus Magazine, digital media partners, Focus Media, Globaltronics, City Advertising Ventures, Outcome, Elevate Media. For win-win partners, thank you to Brother, Faber-Castell, Gluta-C, Moringa O2, KFC, Mr. Donut, Tokyo, Lotus Biscoff, Boss Job, Sir Technology Inc., Finma Properties, Salary Jet, Ilawi Korea, Kidoson and Carpo Consulting, Enchanted Kingdom, Disperse, Cosmotech Philippines Inc., MindChomp's virtual preschool program. To register, please call them at 0906-486-0710 or email them at disakanabe@mindchomps.org. And if you want to place your ads here, advertise your company, your services, your logo, have a brand exposure to thousands of viewers through Zoom, FB, LinkedIn, and YouTube, please email us at marketing@ariva.com.ph. And stay on top of our insights and updates. Stay connected on our social media sites. Please join our Ariva Academy Facebook group, like our Ariva Academy Facebook fan page, and follow our Ariva Academy LinkedIn page. And of course, don't forget to visit our website, www.ariva.com.ph. If you want to watch again the replay of our e-learning session, our previous e-learning sessions, or today's e-learning session, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. Again, it's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. For our upcoming online learning sessions, please do register at our website, www.ariva.com.ph. And we would like to again invite you for our live webinar series for a cause, HR Virtual Summit PH 2020 Bounce Back HR. We have invited international and local subject matter experts to share with us their wisdom in the HR field. This will be tomorrow. Don't forget to register. Tomorrow at 3 to 4:30 p.m., we have invited the happy doctor, Dr. Suresh Devnani, to talk about breakthrough in times of crisis, how to maintain a positive state of mind during the COVID-19 pandemic. On Friday, May 22, in the afternoon, 3 to 4:30 p.m., we have invited Ms. Mila Pascual Nodosu from Thailand to talk about streamlined employee engagement in the time of crisis. The power of success attitudes. Become the person who can change during a crisis. This will be next week, Tuesday, May 26, in the afternoon, 3 to 4:30 p.m. And we have invited Coach Eric Manalo to talk about this topic. Another live webinar series for a cause, transformational storytelling for a landscape of crisis and beyond. This will be next week, Wednesday, May 27 in the afternoon. And we have invited Dr. Tanvi Gautam to discuss this session. Another live webinar series for a cause, an astronaut's perspective. Expand your perspectives to possibilities for growth during COVID-19. This will be on Thursday next week, May 28 in the afternoon, 3 to 4:30 p.m. And we have invited a keynote speaker from Singapore, Rafia Sultana. And if you want to customize an e-learning session for your team, for your company, please do call me at 0916-695-4418 or email me at irish.arivaacademy@gmail.com. And that's it, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Please don't forget to register again tomorrow for another e-learning session, Breakthrough in Times of Crisis. Again, this is Irish Malonde Samson in Ariva. It's all about being better, be safe, and stay home. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Happy, sha-la-la. It's so nice to be happy, sha-la-la. Everybody should be happy.